Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day to everyone. My name is Nurzuliana binti Zainal Abidin. Today for the oral presentation, I'm going to present to you my study entitled Novel Variant Denoting Anti-Tuberculosis Drug Resistance Features of the Clinical Multi-Drug Resistant Mycobacterium Tuberculosis Isolates in Malaysia. Let's start with the global TB report released by WHO in 2020. Around 10 million people have developed TB in 2019, with 78%, over half a million people that reported to develop rifampicin-resistant TB were diagnosed as multi-drug resistant TB type. So in Malaysia, around 20,000 to 25,000 reported new cases annually, with records of 1,500 to 2,000 deaths per year due to TB infection. The TB prevalence in Malaysia was at 92 people per 100,000 population, and 87% of the TB cases had involved Malaysian, while 13% of the TB cases had involved the migrant workers. Based on the global notified MDR-RR-TB cases in 2019, Southeast Asia have recorded the highest number of MDR-RR-TB cases, which Malaysia also contribute around 1,000 MDR and TB cases, which was reported in 2018. The problem statement raised in this study has highlighted that mutation of genes involved in anti-TB drug targets are believed to be the accountable reason for the development of drug-resistant cases, and through whole genome sequencing analysis, we will be able to understand and study the genetic variants, the association with the anti-TB drug resistance, and through prediction of the functional impact of the target's variant, we could know either the variants are truly associated with the anti-TB drug resistance. So the main objective of this study is to identify any novel SNV that is possibly caused the anti-TB drug resistance, and we can predict their functional impact using the computational modeling approach. This is the whole workflow of the research methodology. At first, we have obtained two ethical clearance from the University Technology Mara Research Ethics Committee and also from the National Medical Research Registration from Ministry of Health Malaysia. So this study have collected a total of 23 samples in the form of the activated local clinical activity isolates, and together with it, we also obtained the phenotypic DSD profile. So those samples were subjected for genomic DNA extraction, library preparation, and also completed the next generation sequencing using Illumina My6 that are available in iPromise. So the output from the sequencing have been processed into undergoes de novo assembly using their in-house developed pipeline. And from there, the draft genome of the MTBC were separated into two parts of analysis. First, the profiling of the NGS-based DSD profile using online weight-based tool, and also the other part is on the variant analysis, which also using a few online weight-based tools. Then it's followed by comparing the phenotypic DSC profile and the NGS-based DSC profile in order to identify if there are any discordant results between these two methods. And from the comparison, we're going to answer if there are any underlying variants or novel variants that could associate that and contributed to the expression of anti-TB drug resistance. Next, we proceed with the results and discussions. The drug-resistant profiling of the 23 MTBC isolate sequence in this study has identified 5 different drug-resistant NTB types: the sensitive, the MDR NTB, the poly-MTB, RR NTB, and also the SDR NTB. So as you can see from figure 4, there are different identified between the phenotypic and also the NGS-based DSC profiling. And here, I would like to highlight that we identify one SDR and TB based on NGS-based DSC profiling compared to the phenotypic that the isolate were initially profiled as MDR. This has put a concern that where misclassification of the drug resistant profile that could lead to mischaracterizing the RTB type And through genomic profiling, it could provide rapid detection compared to the phenotypic DST method. And by identifying the variant associated with anti-TB drug resistance, it could help to overcome the limitation of the phenotypic DST. The next part is on the variance analysis. In this analysis, it involves 9 sensitive and also 13 resistant local MTBC isolates. So from comparing the sensitive and also the resistant variance score for each of the isolates, we're going to focus only on the resistant local isolates, which I've identified around 2,154 variants. And from there, after filtering the low variants with low depth coverage, we shortlisted around 81 novel variants candidates and further filter only the annotated variants with unknown function. We have only 62 variants left. Then we proceed by prediction of the functional effect using two online web-based tools, which to identify either the identified variant, the neutral or deleterious effect. Here in table 1, it shows that in this study we have identified 24 variants with deleterious effect predicted. So in this study we're going to focus into three genes, the ECHA16, the NUDC genes, and also the third one is RV3837C genes. These three genes are found to be identified in 7 out of 23 local MTBC isolate sequence in this study. And from screening inside the GMTBD database and also from the MyMTBG database, the variants were found to be highly occurrence among the isolates available in the database. The first gene model in the study is the ECHA116. This gene was found to be important to utilize the lipid-rich environment inside the host during latent TB. So from figure 6, it shows the protein model of the mutant ECHA16 gene. We mark the variants with the red color and also predicted 5 different ligand binding sites. So the variant was found to be far from any of the predicted ligand binding sites. From figure 7, it shows the surface view of the protein model, and the variant was found to be at the surface and far from any of the pockets where the ligand binding site were predicted. Here we conclude that the position of the variant will not interfere with possibility for the anti-TB drug to bind. Looking into the coexist gene, they have function important for the TB survival and also for the TB infection to survive inside the host. The next gene is the NUDC genes, which are function for growing and during the non-replicating state of NTB, which is commonly called as the dormant state of TB inside the host. So from figure 8, the ribbon structure of the NUDC gene, it shows that the variant was found to be at the middle of the protein structure, and from the identified predicted ligand binding site, it will not interfere or close to any of the predicted ligand binding site. From a view of the protein surface, the variant was found to be buried inside. Interestingly, the coexist gene that found to be functional under the same pathway of the NUDC gene is the PNCA gene, which is functional or targets by the pyrazinamide anti-TB drugs. The third gene model is the RV3837C, which is functional for the phosphate group transfer in maintaining physiology of the MTB. So from the protein structure, we can see that the variants were far from any of the predicted ligand binding site, and also from the surface view, we can see that the variant were found at the surface of the protein structure. Besides that, the coexisted gene identified under the same pathway of the RV3837C were found to be functional for the stationary phase survival of the MTB. As a conclusion, the target genes with the identified novel variant were found to be involved in stationary phase survival pathogenicity of MTB during TB infection, and they are suggested to be candidates for the new therapeutic targets in fighting TB infection. This is the reference list. That's all from me. Thank you very much.